I'm live. Oh my God, I'm live. Can everyone see me? Welcome. It's not a bus. Confession, I don't live in a bus right now. Living in a house. Let's see. Oh, Bart, man. I should probably hire you. We've never even met in real life, but I feel like I should hire you to be my manager, man. That was awesome. I've had this and I'm glad that actually people have mentioned that because in my mind, I have this idea that I think would be really fun. Um, when growing up, we had TV, right? Remember that? You like tune in to watch Home Improvement or whatever. And I was thinking it would be pretty cool if a few of us who are making videos and content in this space about bus life or van life or whatever, coordinated, and it was like we picked a block of time. Sundays are the best, at least for the people who watch my channel. Sundays are when people really want to tune in. Sunday evening, I think it would be really fun to do like 2 or 3 hours in a Sunday evening where we all coordinate, and it's like one channel after another showing their videos. I know it's something me and Alyssa have been talking about doing, and maybe we could get other people in on it. I think that would be really fun. We could talk to Leave Her Wild or a Bus Life Story or whoever, and I think it would be really sweet because we can hype each other up. We can redirect folks and maybe even like take turns hosting a live, at the end of the night or something. So a group live, Kevin. Yeah, I don't know how to do that if we're not in the same place, but I'm sure you do or someone knows how it's possible. So I just think that'd be cool. It's like Sundays, I don't have a family or, anything else to do on a Sunday. So I think it'd be really cool. Anyway, nice. Yeah, Alyssa, what would you guys think of her videos right before mine? I would be spoiled, is what I would think. But but yeah, I think it would be. I just, you remember Must See TV? Is that still a thing? Like, or have you heard of it? You tune in on a whatever Tuesday night, and on NBC it was like all the hits back to back, and we could have that here. It could be like Regretless, Chuck Cassidy, and whoever else. I think it would be fun. Uh, and if you miss it, whatever, because thanks to the internet, you can just tune in after the fact. You just missed the chat. Um, so I got like people are chatting. It's so cool that you guys are here. I know my channel's new. I'm not new to this, but I'm new to doing this. And I have to thank Alyssa. She was a big push in getting me to make these videos. She believed in me, and I think it's working, right? It works. It's working. I feel so lucky. And I inherited a lot of her subscribers, and I am biased, but I really think that her subscribers are some of the best on YouTube. And I feel like that quality of subscribers coming into my channel, it's really going to help me. I want to build a community. I don't like the comment section where they're like, nah, and any of that. And Alyssa is really lucky that she has such an awesome following, and I'm even more likely that I get to inherit some of that from her. And I want to keep that going here. And everybody, showing up for this live chat and the premieres, it makes a guy feel really special, and it makes me excited to stay on my toes and really try to make the best content I have and learn how to make these videos, which I've never done before. I bought a camera 4 weeks ago, and it's really fun. I'm loving it, and I'm excited to share this stuff with you guys. So thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait till I have like really cool videos. But there's a part of me too that, like, if you ever I grew up watching This Old House, and that's like a boring show if you're not into it. And I kind of want my channel to be like, if you're not into it, it's maybe going to be boring, but it could be good for falling asleep too, which, if that's honestly, I'll get a lot of view hours that way. So YouTube will be writing big checks if you all start falling asleep to my videos. Oh, I'm having a blast. Wow, such positive comments here in the chat, and I feel so honored. You guys are awesome. Uh, and if anybody watching is another person making content in, about this kind of thing, like reach out, because I'd love to shout out people. And I'm pretty serious about like trying to organize this like Sunday thing. I think it would be really fun. Um, Give people a thing that they know they can count on and tune into. And the more of us do it, it's not such a big deal if one of us needs to take a day off, or miss a week. Um, so just let me know what you think. Give me feedback, because I really want to put myself out there and grow this as much as I possibly can. I've got so much shit in this head that I want to get out to people. And I've got some fun projects lined up that I think people are going to find interesting. And yeah, so um Bart, if you don't, you got to check out Bart. He's chatting over here. His YouTube channel, the dude, he's very humble about his editing skills, but if I could edit videos the way he does, you guys would be so much more entertained by my content. So maybe if I can convince him to come out to Denver, he can train me up in his ways, because yeah, I was a musician for a long time. I still am, but I had a recording studio. And so editing videos is a lot like mixing songs. And that was something I really loved doing. So I'm hoping I can start to find my flow and learn the tricks, and make videos that are fun for y'all to watch. And if you can tell, I have a hard time taking things seriously. But there are some things I do take seriously for sure. But, YouTube videos, I want them to be fun, and I want to be a goof. So, um, anyways, uh, Kevin says he's sorry if that was my music. What's annoying is YouTube won't let you upload a song for the Premiere preview music. So that's like the least crappy music I could find. Me and Alyssa were talking about this the other day. It's all disappointing. So you'll just have to bear with us, because that Premiere video music blows. Before we open this up, I'm going to just talk real quick about some things I have going on and what the future of this channel is going to look like for the next few months, and answer some questions that I know you have. And then I really do, with the time left, want to open it up and ask people in the chat if they have questions about the build, things we do, stuff like that. So, my company, Chrome Yellow, who has built the buses, we built Alyssa's bus and a lot of buses before it, and the bus you just saw on that tour. We've been in business for 7 years, and it's been awesome. And we've been the same tight-knit crew pretty much the whole time. And we've seen each other through thick and thin. And, personally, I'm very proud of how we show up for each other as humans. And the work we do, to be honest, has always been second to the relationships that we have to each other. And that's what makes me a lousy capitalist, but I think a pretty good friend. And these people are like my family. But to be honest with you, it's been very hard the last few years running a business, sticking to our values, trying not to raise our prices, trying to pay everybody fairly. Everyone in the shop makes the same amount. From me across the board, we're all making the same amount. And I can tell you it's not enough. And trying to maintain integrity as the world around us changes. And it's a fight that I'm like willing to die on that hill. And I think in a lot of ways I have. And because of that, me and my business partner, Ben, have decided that it's going to be better for us to shut the business down. We're not shutting down. I should rephrase that. It's going to be better for us to totally reinvent the business in a way that will serve us so that we can stay in our integrity, but also continue serving and helping people and using our skills. So, what does that mean for Chrome Yellow? It means that we're going to be moving out of our big ass expensive shop. I'm actually selling a bunch of the tools to a guy named Wes, who, if you don't know about Wes, he's the man. He's got a schoolie shop in Wichita, and that's going to be a whole nother video thing. And I'm touched that our tools get to live on building schoolies for him. And we're going to really focus in and hone on some things. And some of those are going to be focusing on only installing off-grid systems, including electrical, diesel, propane, water stuff, the things that people get hung up on, and doing roof raises. And we're going to focus in and just do those things because for the time being, we'll be able to work and make money with really low overhead. The goal By doing that is to hopefully pay ourselves a little more, which would be really nice because right now, um, for the skills that we have, people are out there coding, making websites, making double what I make, almost cutting my fingers off on a table saw. It just shouldn't be that way. But furthermore, our biggest ambition is we would love to buy some land and we would love to own the shop that we work in and offer that as a place for us to do work and provide services for people, but to also be a place where you can come and camp and stay. So we're looking for land in scenic places that people will want to visit, where they can stay for a while and live and be a part of a community. We want to grow food, all the good stuff. We're not starting a cult yet, but it's going to be, in that way. There'll be a fire pit. And so that's where we're headed toward. I'm not done building, but I am done doing full conversions, because I'll tell you, when we take on a project, that thing lives in my mind until it's done. And it really takes up a lot of space. I'll be honest with you, because you can see I can't help but care a lot, and neither can the people on the team. And we will work through every little freaking problem until that bus is dialed and going to be functional for years to come. And that takes its toll on my brain power. I don't even know who I am anymore, to be honest. I can't wait to relearn and rediscover my own personality, because after 7 years of putting the company first and our employees first and our clients first, there's a big part of me that doesn't know what Charlie wants anymore. But I'll tell you what I want. I got this beautiful, sort of beautiful old home that I am renovating that should be done in a few months. And I got a new bus that I'm renovating, and please follow along. I've got a build series going on that bus, documenting how I build that, and follow along with that. And the goal is to get that bus built, get this house finished, rent the house out, and move into that bus, travel around, help people out, hear your stories, visit shops, do solar installs, and save our pennies, and hopefully find a place where we can buy some land and post up shop. So that's my long-term, short-term goal. And it bears mentioning my business partner, Ben, also has his own bus. He's not necessarily camera shy, but he'll never start a YouTube channel. So I'm going to try to document that where I can. Ben is a craftsman that I admire and look up to. Bar none. He is one of the most talented, steadfast individuals. And I'm so lucky to have him as a best friend and a business partner. And he's building himself and his family an incredible bus. So I'm going to try to document that a little bit on the side too. There's just so much cool stuff happening. It's hard to capture it all. And he and I will be out living in our buses together, figuring out some way to eke a living in this economy and save our money and buy some land, because that's what we really want to do. So just wanted to fill you in. That's like my life story or whatever. Thanks for hearing me out. And now that you all know why I'm closing the shop and why I am doing what I'm doing and what I'm looking forward to, I'm going to take a look over here at the little chat and see what people are saying. My mom is in the chat, everybody. Cecilia Kern. Hi, Mom. She wants a house tour. Maybe maybe not this week, but I do intend on making a video about this, because, to be honest with you, I'm spending a lot of time working on this. It's not a bus. And renovating a 113-year-old house is a totally different animal than a bus, if you can imagine. So, yeah, say hi to my mom. My mom's the best. She's why I'm cool. Okay, I'm going to scroll up a bit. If you have questions, okay, let's put on our academic minds here, because I really want to spread information with this time. There's not a lot of time left, because I do want to get out of here so that people can go over and watch some other channels' videos. So, and if anyone in the chat, I don't know, can you post a link to that premiere? I don't know, but if you can, you should, because I would love to send them over. Anyway, let's take it over. If you got questions about the shop, what I do and stuff like that, I would really, really, truly love to answer some real questions, because I can give you in-depth answers here when I'm running my mouth a lot better than when I'm typing. So here we go. We'll scroll down. Who is the guy who lifted Alyssa's roofs? That was Wes. He is actually buying my tools. And Wes has a channel, Transcend Existence. He documented the whole series of him doing his roof raise and bus conversion. And Wes is a cool dude. He actually came out here when Alyssa was out here, and we spent a weekend together. Um, just talking, carrying on about bus life and then life in general. And he's a guy that I really respect as a builder, and he's just a cool person. Some people, like, you're on the level, and he's on the level. He's got his shit together. He's fun. He's talented, and he's got a shop in Wichita. They do great work. I think right now they're mostly just doing roof raises. That might change in the future, but if you need a roof raise, check out Wes. He'll do good work. There's not a lot of shops out there that I have personal experience with that I can totally recommend, but he's one of them. And I'm so happy that he's buying a lot of our tools because, not only do they get to live on, and tools are something that, like, when you make a living with tools, they become special to you. And it's kind of like, I don't know, not children, but like you want to see them go to someone who's going to use them and enjoy them and keep working with them, because tools are meant for work. But also, he said I could come visit them and use them anytime. So there might be a time where I'll be going out there to finish my bus because I won't have a shop anymore, but he'll have all my tools. So I'll go visit him. So check him out, Transcend Existence. He's great. Okay, Bart. Now, okay. Yeah, I need to enable a monitor. So a moderator. Next time I'll have a moderator, and we'll make sure to link. If anybody's doing a premiere after me, we'll make sure to link it, because let's just keep it going. It'll be really cool. Tools are good to a good home. Do I have a website contact place for solar installs? Great question. And thank you for asking. I'm about to do a big push and put it out there that I'm available for this kind of work. Solar is my specialty. I've been installing solar on buses since 2010. I think is the first time I did it. It was like a 100-watt panel, and that was like so expensive and really incredible. And now here we are doing all kinds of crazy stuff with it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I've got solar on my house even. And so if you want to reach out to me and you're in this chat, the first thing you can do is just hit me up. My website is chromeyellowcorp.com. And there's ways to contact me through the website. That's guaranteed to work. In the future, I'm going to be updating the website to really reflect that we're no longer doing full conversions and that our focus is going to be on solar stuff. But if you just reach out to me, honestly, through any way you can, I'm happy to help you out. I'm a dealer for Victron equipment. We love that stuff. We buy batteries by the pallet, so I can usually get you a pretty good deal. And if you're local to the area or pass through, I can do the install for you. I'm very proud of the work that we do. We've spent a lot of time learning how to do this stuff, living with this stuff. I mean, I lived in my last bus for 5 years on that setup. And I mean, Alyssa can comment. I mean, her system is baller. It's doing so great. I love doing it because it's like freaking magic. So if you do need a solar thing or want a consultation, reach out to me. The first 30 minutes are free for a consult. And then after that, it's $70 an hour. And I tell you what, in an hour of time with me on the phone or Skyping, do we Skype anymore? Whatever it is, we can cover a lot of ground. So please reach out, because I'm literally not going to have a job in about 5 weeks. And to be honest, I haven't been unemployed in a long time. So living by my wits, trying to make it work. Let's take a look here at the old Bart says, I'm on a laptop, Bart, but I'm not going to break away from the chat to figure anything out, I think, at the moment. So best transmission to swap the AT545 with. Noah, baller question, man, because I'm in the same boat. If you watch my video about buying the perfect bus, the bus I have, it's a 27-foot with the 545. Here's my 2 cents. Okay, the 545 gets a bad rap. It's definitely not the best Allison. Okay, but on a short bus, it's not as much of a problem. So the best transmission to swap it with, the easiest one, is going to be an Allison MT643. That's just the next tier up. It's a heavier duty transmission. It's still all mechanical. It's still 4-speed. the shift linkage, as long as the cables are long enough and stuff, all of that should be interchangeable, which is really nice. You will, I believe, have to shorten the drive. I think you have to shorten the drive shaft. I can't remember. But that's what I'm going to do when the time comes. But I'm only going to do that when this transmission dies on me. And so in the meantime, the best thing you can do, okay, do a full service. That includes dropping the oil pan on the transmission, replacing that filter, replacing the remote filter, which is a spin-on one, and then doing a refill with Transcend, Transsynd, which is the highest spec. It's made by Castrol, I think. It's a synthetic transmission fluid. It has a lot of properties that allow it to maintain viscosity at high temperatures, which the AT545 gets hot. And when it gets hot, the fluid and shit, it has a hard time holding gears, and that's where it just chews itself up. Okay, so the first thing you can do, change your filters, do a whole service, swap over to Transcend. It's a better fluid. It's more expensive. It's like $60 a gallon, but it should last, I think, 300,000 miles. Do that, and then I'm going to be installing a transmission cooler, which is like a little radiator that you mount somewhere else, because if you can keep the transmission cool and you're running Transcend in a small bus, honestly, it should be good. Okay, so that's what I'm banking on. I can do a transmission swap. I totally can, and you can get a used MT643 for not a lot of money, but I would rather wait because I've got other shit to spend my money on. To be frank, I want to first change the gear ratio and the rear differential for better highway speeds. And that's going to be maybe $2,000, which is honestly about the same price as swapping a transmission if you can do the labor yourself. So, I can talk fast. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, can I, Bart? It won't, it's just not letting me, man. I would make you a moderator if it would. Okay, sorry, I gotta scroll and look over here. Okay, blah 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 blah. We're talking about Cedar. The Cedar in Alyssa's system is awesome, or bus is awesome. Smallest electrical system for a mini split for a van. I'm gonna say not possible. Sorry, you need about 1,200 watt. You need like 1,600 watts of solar panels minimum to run a mini split, and you're just not gonna fit those on the roof of a van, which is a bummer. Yeah, the summer bus, the AT, it'll last, hills kill it. It just sucks on hills. And if you have a full size bus with an AT545, it's going to be a major bummer. So, what is the place to reach me and refer installs on Pave to Pines? ChromeYellowCorp.com. That's my company's website. There's a contact form. Reach out. I do my best. If you put solar install in the subject, I'll make sure to get back to you. I get a lot of inquiries from people. A lot of them are honestly bogus and spammy, but I'll do my best to get back to you. Bart, bus question. What is an average cost of roof raise on buses, particularly short buses? That's a good question. We don't do a lot of roof raises on short buses, but I would tell you right now that in general, it's about $300 per foot of bus length that we're raising. And it can go up or down from there depending, because there's a bunch of other stuff to do when you're doing a roof raise that I suggest doing at that time. And that includes whatever you're going to do to the front door or driver's windows, make a new front door, whatever, patching the roof hatches, patching where the flashing lights poke out. You got to extend the wiring harness, which means it's a good time to just detox all of the bus wiring. And then whatever you're doing with the back windows, it adds up really fast. But at that phase of the build, which I would call building the envelope and getting the structure, framed in and watertight again, there's a lot of stuff to do. I can tell you that our price, if we do the demo on a 40-foot, 16-inch roof raise, the price of steel has tripled, okay, in the last 3 years. Our price to do something like that is going to be between $17,000 and $19,000, which is a lot of money for sure. But it's about 200 man hours of work. And depending on some variables around, pretty easily $3,000 to $4,000 in materials. which is a bummer. But a roof raise is amazing. We've done a lot of them. Schoolie.com does a kick-ass roof raise. Wes at Transcend Existence does a kick-ass roof raise. There's no one else I'm willing to recommend right now that I know of who does roof raises. Oh, Roof Raise Craze, actually. I don't know how to find them, but if you Google that, I bet you can find them. They do roof raises. They're mobile too, and their prices might be a little more competitive because, like, we have to pay. We have our insurance is $1,800 a month. You know, it's crazy, and we got a shop and all that stuff. So, anyway, I love this. That's like, how fast can I talk? I am doing a roof raise. I did a roof raise on my bus. You're gonna see videos about it soon. Just 12 inches. Will I be starting my own bus building company? This is my own bus building company, so I'm not starting any new companies, but thank you, Noah, for asking. The 12-volt AC units, they're cute, you know, but I am a diehard fan of the mini split system because it's a true heat pump. It's not just a AC unit, but it can also heat, which is really cool. If you're doing a van build out, though, those 12-volt AC units are cool. I consulted and helped design a solar system for a buddy of mine. We got 3 solar panels on the roof of his van and one of those 12-volt AC units and a few really solid lithium iron phosphate batteries. And he's been living in that van for a couple of months now, full AC, no problem. Totally off grid, running the air conditioner. He's got a big dog, staying comfortable. So you can do it. But in a bus, I'm on team heat pump, I'm not going to lie, team heat pump all the way. Thanks, Nancy, for reminding everyone to like. I just appreciate you all so much for being here. Paige is asking about cold starts, diesel heaters to pump air into your engine. So that's a good question. I mean, you could do that. I think that would be pretty inefficient, but Webasto and other companies, I think even some of the Chinese diesel heater companies, they make a diesel heater that heats liquid, and then you can circulate the liquid through. So if you plumb that into a cooling system, it will preheat the engine. In fact, in Colorado in 2007, we passed a law or not a law, it was a bill that authorized funding to retrofit every public school bus in the state with a Webasto diesel-fired engine preheating system, because when a diesel school bus starts up for the first time on a cold morning, it emits a ton of unburned diesel, which is really horrendous for the air quality. And it's really bad for the people who have to work around them, the drivers, the students, whatever. So these systems, they kick on, they're on a timer. They fire up for about an hour before the bus is supposed to be started and run. And it's enough to actually bring the engine block up to almost operating temperature. So it could be 0 degrees outside, and you go out to your bus, you turn the key, and it fires right off, and you don't have all those unburned diesel pollutants. The heater used in that is called a Webasto Thermotop C, and it is a diesel heater used for engine preheating. They're not cheap. It's a cool feature, though. So that would be my pick. If you wanted to preheat the engine with diesel, don't use hot air, because I think it's going to be too inefficient. I would encourage you to use a liquid diesel heater. So Christina says, newbie to bus life, can you advise where to start with a build? Well, buy a bus. buy a bus, and then demo that bus. And then aside of that, honestly, follow along my build series. I'm going to try to take it start to finish with as much detail as I can. And whether or not you do a roof raise, I hope it's still informative, because a lot of the stuff carries over. My biggest advice is buy the best bus you can, spend a lot of money up front, because if you buy a bus and cheap out to save $2 or $3 grand, all it takes is one breakdown in that bus and you've just blown all the money you saved. And that's heartbreaking. Okay. So spend maybe more than you're even comfortable with on the bus up front, because it's the one decision you can't take back. You can paint it a different color, you can do different cabinets, but you can't start a new bus. So, all right, I've got about 2 minutes and I got to bounce so other people can get on here, but Chinese diesel heaters need to be vented outside if they're in a box. All of the venting is to the outside. So as long as you're installing it correctly, they will be. Chrome Yellow, why am I leaving in 5 weeks with such talent and craftsmanship? Thank you, Noah. I talked about this earlier, and I talk about it in my other video, 16 years of bus life, but I'm burned out, man. Running a business has been so hard. And there are other things that I feel like are a much higher calling for me, for my own health, and for my ability to give back to the community. And that's going to be pulling me away from the business. But Chrome yellow will not disappear. Okay, we're just not going to be doing full builds for the foreseeable future, because that requires a full metal shop, woodworking shop, mechanical shop, being electricians, plumbers, and all of the other things in between, and we just can't maintain that overhead. Okay. Um, can you do a dual zone mini split with the 3K almost? Yes, you can, Brittany. Dual zone mini splits are badass. It does mean you'll have to run a 240-volt AC system, which means you'll need two inverters probably. So, um, okay, I'm not gonna answer any more questions, but Bus Life Pirates, you guys, I'm stoked to see you here. Um, and I'm gonna do my best to take you all along with me on my travels. Like I said, I'm gonna be hitting the road. I'm gonna try to make money. My ultimate dream, okay, is to have land and have a shop on it and be able to have you all come over and camp on my spot and do your laundry and sit around a fire and hang out and build community, and grow food. That's what's important to me, because the economy and all this is happening, and we're here as humans, and the most valuable thing we can do is spend time with each other, in my opinion. So, my mom asked, how much does a good bus cost? Good question, Mom. I'll tell you, anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000. Okay, spend more than you're comfortable spending to get the right bus. You'll never regret it. As long as you're not getting ripped off, you will never regret buying a nicer bus. Okay. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna sign off, but thank you so much for being here. Time just flies. And tune in next week. I'm gonna stick to every Sunday at 6 p.m. and I might try to do a live after each one. Um, you guys are awesome. I feel so lucky that that I have you here to see me and witness the cool things that we do. And I'm gonna do my best to include you in all of it. Okay. So uh, everybody have a great Sunday. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you next time at Chuck Cassidy on YouTube. Okay. Bye, everybody.